So, it is definitely springtime. This is Monday, March, I think 21st. And everything's blossoming. The previous owners seem to have planted daffodils out the wazoo, and it's gorgeous. So way down into the woods even, up here towards the house, off towards the side yard. So these aren't blooming yet, but they're definitely about to. So they all seem to be blooming at different times. Here's some that have bloomed. Way off there into the side of the woods too. Right up here, all around this bed of trees, kind of in a square shape of daffodils everywhere. Again, many aren't bloomed yet. Some I can see are just starting to bloom right here. And some are definitely going to be blooming really soon. Zoom out a bit too. Oh, I am zoomed out. So here we've got them through the woods. And I like it. There's some blooming. Here's some fully bloomed. I'm guessing there must be different kinds or something. Coming back towards the house again, I mentioned that they were like in a pattern around some of these boxed in areas, but they're also, it turns out, maybe they've spread on their own, I don't know. But it turns out they're all throughout the yard as well. So here we've got a little patch behind some bushes. The bushes grow out in the springtime really well. But look here, instead of grass, I have a bunch of daffodils, which I guess because these are all in the shade, they just haven't bloomed yet, but they are probably going to. Some right here behind my back porch, under some of these bushes. Looks like some deer have been sleeping right there in that thing because it's all crushed down, so I might get some hedge trimmers out. And then, so I don't know why, but those down in the woods are the most fully blooming ones. They're the yellow ones. A bunch of the whitish colored ones seem to be less blooming or soon to be blooming. I kind of like the yellow ones. I'm actually really happy about this. I like daffodils and or other bulb type flowers that come up every year. So here's up by the side of the house. They planted a whole bunch along the edge of the woods here. Continuing up towards the front of the house. I know I got some sun on the lens here, so it's not that visible, but in the edge of the woods between my house and the neighbor's house, there's the neighbor's house, which usually you can't see at all, but once all the leaves fill in, it'll be total privacy between us. But in amongst the woods between the two of us, tons of daffodils. More daffodils in that part of the woods. Aiming back towards the house, I'm now by the front yard. There's a huge patch in amongst these bushes right here that have not sprouted up. Well, they've sprouted, but they have not bloomed yet. So that's all a bunch of daffodils. But then look up ahead here. Way up into the front yard are nice big strips of daffodils. Here's a lone daffodil all by itself. This all looks leafy and yucky right now, but it'll definitely grow up into grass. There's some kind of purple flower. Springtime has sprung. So I got yellow daffodils right along here. And then right up there is a strip of those whitish kind. And then right around these trees are a bunch of patches of them that have not bloomed yet. And if I go across my front yard towards the driveway, there's just tons of sporadic-y patches. So there's some that haven't bloomed. Here's a bunch where one or two have bloomed. If they were all to bloom at the same time, it would look pretty darn cool because they're everywhere. Actually, now that I think about it, there's even some over here by my tractor. So tucked in behind there. I might have even crushed a bunch, not even realizing it with my parts tractor that got delivered. I said, just dump it here in the woods. At the time, I didn't know there was daffodil stuff. But along this whole edge of the woods, I'm now to the other side of my yard. Oh, there goes Bunny. Daffodils all along here. Very intentional. Oh my, there's some just out in the middle of the woods on their own. Just one little tiny patch. That's kind of nice. Go back to normal. There, across the driveway, all the ones I showed you a moment ago. I really do hope they all kind of shoot up at the same time. It seems like they're going in rounds. So that batch over there is all kind of blooming together right now, which looks kind of cool. But if it was everywhere, that would be neat. So that is my daffodil collection. Sadly, daffodils don't last very long, but still pretty cool. So that's it. That's my daffodil tour. Maybe I'll do another one when they've all bloomed. I know a lot of this was just showing green sprouts. But anyway.